Hello guys, this is another video from me, Heart. And for this video, I'm going to talk about authenticity. And this has been my main theme for the past videos, in which I think this would be the 47th or 46th video that I will be making. And so let's get right to it. So, authenticity. I think this has been one of my favorite topics because I am on my journey of overcoming that personality that I had, in which I was so hideous and so trying hard to not express myself because fearing that what or fearing that if I express myself, I will be judged for who or for the way I act, for who I am, and they will not receive it as something not humane, but I was just afraid of expressing myself. So basically that's it. I was afraid of expressing myself, and on my way there right now, I have started to become better at communicating my feelings. I feel the love more genuinely compared to the times for the longest time of having that mindset or having that belief of myself that I was not or I am not capable of being connected to another person in a smooth and in a natural way because I was held back with my belief that no, you're shy, you're introverted, you are an observant person, and you're not the other person who is an opposite of that, who is an outgoing person who talks a lot, who is able to express him or herself. And I've decided to quit that self limiting belief that I had. And through that journey, as I look back, because it was not a one time decision of, okay, I will be more sociable, I will approach more people. It was more of what Rich Roll has imparted or has said in most of his posts or podcasts that I saw from a Reels video in IG, Instagram, wherein he, whenever he is a guest on a podcast or whenever he has a guest, when they talk about changing your life, he is always emphasizing on the micro evolutions or the small habits that you take each day that will make the greatest impact on the person you will become in the future. And I'm amazed on how I can move like this while making a video because if I go back and watch, or if you could try and see my first videos wherein it was in portrait mode, selfie mode, and I was not using my chest voice, my normal voice, normal tone and volume of voice, and not using much hand gesture because I'm holding my phone in one hand and just talking. And that's the beauty of having a mic wherein I can be clear and just deliver what I feel, and I can switch hands on using my hand gesture so that I can fully express the way I feel things. And those are one of the things that help me to become a more sociable and more expressive, more, shall I say, outgoing for the past few months and weeks because I challenged it. I challenged that at I can mention some micro evolutions that I had in a jeepney, wherein in here in the Philippines we say para when you para po you say to the jeepney driver when you reach your destination. For me, in the past, I was too afraid, or maybe this fear of shouting para po was a doom, not doom, was it was like it was hard for me to do that thing, and I will just knock on the roof of the jeepney so that the jeepney driver will stop and be and I will then walk out of the jeepney so that I can go home. And I have overcome that, and maybe it's because of fear of what other people think when I say it out loud. But after I've tried it many times of saying para po and doing numerous times, I was able to overcome it. And one more thing, I was not able to have small talk with strangers, or it's not even strangers, family members, relatives, friends of mine who I'm not so close with. Because if it were my close friends, I would be able to easily express myself. But with those acquaintance person, or just a person whom I know but not much or not well, I find it hard to have a topic or conversation, especially if it's another introverted person or a person who is not able to express himself fully. So what I did was I followed what Vin Giang, who is a communicator coach who I follow in Instagram. He basically taught me this technique of having different strings in your conversation or conversation starters, wherein in those different things or topics that you have shared to that person, you're able to allow the other person to latch onto any of those topics wherein they can relate to. So I have avoided this trap of just responding a one word, or maybe if I was asked, "How are you today?" "I'm good." I will not add anything on that. But now that I've practiced what Vinyang has said, if I were to be asked, "How are you today?" "I'm good." Oh, I can see that it had rained, or yesterday it rained, or it was cold, or I'm fine. And earlier I was here at this office and I was so stressed, but when I got out and just grabbed some drinks, or maybe took a walk outside, I was able to collect or have this thought process and was able to calm myself. And from that, I can add anything on the question that is being asked to me in a small talk or in a small conversation wherein a person initiates a conversation with me. And so that's number two. And what I can add for the last one would be talking in front of the camera, wherein I just did it every day, literally every day, and I will not be quitting that everyday posting video soon, because I want to improve my skill, my craft of, or my number one goal in why I make these videos is to become more articulate. And this is me practicing it for the 48th time, having a topic without having any script and just talking anything, having my thoughts being forwarded or being said in front of this camera. And this is me. If I compare myself from the past videos that I've made a lot of difference, and I've made a lot of changes and improvements in the way I talk, the way I use my hand gestures, and my tonality and my volume has improved. Not really drastically, but slow improvement that I can be proud of myself, and it feels good to uh have noticed that improvement. So those were the things or examples of me overcoming those things. And for me, to overcome those things, I know I need to be authentic. Authentic in a way that if I find it hard to do something, I will be honest to myself and other people that I cannot do it, and I will voice it out. And helping myself, or not judging myself if I fail to do it, because I know that I will try it again and improve in the next time that I have a small talk, or I para on the jeep, or if I do the next video. I know that these are all just repetitions. In order for me to really improve, I need to repeat it more each day, every moment that I can have to practice it. So, this is me becoming authentic on what I think and what I have experienced and what I really want to, or what goes through my mind each day. It's all about thoughts, wisdoms. I think so deeply, and it has helped me have an outlet to not to avoid myself from ruminating all throughout the day, and just let my thoughts flow from this brain to this mouth, and through this mic, and through this camera and video, and to you who is viewing this. So it was not I realized that what I was really talking about was the improvements, but not the authenticity of mine, which I have decided to talk about on this topic. So maybe to sum it all up, in order for you to really improve in life, you want to improve in a way that you're being authentic or being real with yourself. Because if you are trying to improve in a fake identity, or in a portrayal of an identity that you don't really want to have, even if it's an opposite to the thing that you are naturally good at, or for example, I've wanted to become a more outgoing person, but it is really hard for me to become or maintain that identity. And I portray that identity so that people will like me. It will be really hard for you. So maybe you need to look at yourself first. If what are the things that you are naturally good at, and maybe things that you could improve, and be honest with yourself. If you cannot really improve yourself, maybe you could reach out to someone, or maybe you just try it in a small action, or in small ways that you can, and repeat it as much as possible, so that you can improve it day in and day out. And hopefully, as you do it, you become better and be more real with yourself, and attract people who are having the same mindset, values, and hopefully who loves you for who you really are, because you're also busy thinking about your own improvements and being who you are. So I think that would be all today, and I will see you on the next video.